Hey guys, welcome back to Leap to Lead. It's day 21, the official halfway point in our program. I'm so proud of you guys. And I'm super excited about the topic we're gonna talk about today too, because we've been talking a lot about making sure that we're working our business a little bit every day, and we've been talking about a lot of great tips and tricks for working your business. But just as important is talking about time management and being organized and having balance and not letting Scentsy completely take over your life, because it can happen to the best of us. We're so passionate about this. We love what we do. And there are so many of us leaders in the company that get to that point where we go, this isn't working. This isn't why I joined. And you don't want to burn out and have to kind of reevaluate and take a step back like so many of us do. And so that's why I want to talk about this with you guys now. When I went to Director Bootcamp in my first couple of years, my second year as a consultant, one of the trainings was on this topic, but what I loved and that really stuck with me was they talked about, instead of looking at it like a balance thing where one has to give for the other or everything, all the balls in the air at once balanced, they said to look at it like a symphony where some things are going to be stronger and louder at certain times when everything else kind of holds back into the background a little bit, still supporting the music. They're all relevant and all important to the overall sound of the song or the music, but they're not necessarily taking front and center stage at the moment. So you're going to have the heavier percussion times, the strings, flutes, you know what I mean. So I loved that concept, and it really, really stuck with me and helped when I hit that phase of I have totally become all Scentsy, and that isn't why I started doing this. So like I've been saying, it's important to work your business a little bit every day to grow it, but to remember those other things and decide when in your life some of those things are going to be louder and take more of your time, and be okay with that your business might take a back seat because your kid is sick or you are sick. We've been really lucky this winter, but last winter we got hit with the horrible flu bugs. And so it was different than this winter in terms of the energy I had to put into my business. So that's a really important concept. So what I loved was from Laura's video on this topic was she gave some really good tips that you guys can use in finding that balance. And some of it is about organization in procrastination and really working your business during the times you've set aside to work your business, and not just scrolling Facebook groups and telling yourself that you're working. So the working smarter, not harder concept is a really important one for this, but also accepting that you work for yourself for a reason, and so sometimes family does take priority, and you need to make sure you have that balance so you don't burn out. But there's other ways too to make sure that when your business needs you more, those little things in the background aren't being forgotten, because they still need a little bit from you. So one tip was freezer meals, having things, if you're making a pot of chili, make double or triple so that you have some in the freezer for those nights that you're really in the groove with what you're working on and you don't really want to stop at 4 o'clock to figure out supper, or you've got a party that night that you're rushing off to. And then you don't deal with the guilt of ordering pizza yet again, because trust me, that is no fun. Not that pizza isn't good, but it does get old if you're doing it too much. So that was that piece. And then the other thing was with the organization about when you're working. So a book that I loved in the early days was called Eat That Frog. And I don't do it as much because I haven't read the book in a while, but you would see posts from me saying, I'm eating frogs today, and I didn't mean I was eating frogs. What I meant was I was tackling those tasks that I had been putting off. So the book talks about your frogs are those tasks that you avoid doing because you don't want to do them, or they overwhelm you, or they're scary, or they're harder to do than other things. But also that is the thing that will grow your business the most, or is important to do right then. So for example, if I'm working on a program that needs me to build a spreadsheet and I keep putting off building the spreadsheet, I'm never going to be able to move forward with the program I'm building until I do that spreadsheet. So one day my frog might be building that spreadsheet. And what they say to do with eating frogs is to tackle it first thing in the morning before your mind has time to trick you into saying you can keep busy with other things. We are all guilty of saying we're working, but basically we're not doing things that are growing our business or making us money. We are just chatting on Facebook groups. And yeah, we're getting ideas, and training is important and networking is important, but not all day, every day. Because if we only ever train and never do and put things into action, we're not going to see growth or success in our business, right? So so to segue from that, that's one of my favorite books, but that's actually one of the tips too for being balanced, is to never stop training yourself and reading things and following people that are successful in this industry, and not just successful Scentsy people. I've been really looking at a lot of people outside of Scentsy that are successful in the areas I want to grow my business. And so I'm never stopping learning, because I need to stay inspired and passionate and excited. So that's part of the balance for me right now. Another thing that Laura talked about that was awesome was making sure you set aside time for family or for date night, if that is the case in your life situation, because Scentsy really can, take over, and it's because it's awesome and we love it, and we're getting positive feedback when we feel successful at something, but it doesn't feel good when you realize that other areas of your life are suffering for it. So setting aside a date night, setting aside time to be done for the night. There are lots of Scentsy consultants who do not answer any messages after 4 o'clock until after their kids are in bed, so that they maintain and protect that time that's important to them. For me, it's a lot of working lots in times when I've got lots to do, so that I do have the flexibility to take a couple days off on Easter weekend like I just did, or go to appointments with my kids, or vacation time in the summer, or work a little bit less hard in the summer because my kids are home and distracting me and stuff like that. So I tell myself that it's okay I'm not going to stop just because it's been 8 hours, because I know there's lots of days where I work 0 hours or only 15 minutes of checking in on my business to keep the momentum going. So I want to hear some of your tips and tricks for making, before we get to that, there was one more thing, and that was having a hobby, or not stopping your other hobbies, or making sure that you integrate things into your life that are not Scentsy. My friends are Scentsy people, and I love that. And my social time is often Scentsy time, because we do team things that are social, and I love that. But I am starting to make a conscious effort to have a night where I color, or go to a movie with a friend, or go out for coffee with a friend and not talk Scentsy. Taking a class, going to the gym, making sure that you have things in your life, whatever that may be, that are taking care of you and your soul, really, that give you that variety and that break from, because working for yourself from home, there is no clear shut-off time, and so you have to work extra hard at setting those boundaries, really. So my challenge to you today is to do something for you that is not Scentsy related, and to set a date in your calendar for some time before April is over, while we are in this program. Write it down in your day timer, put it in your phone calendar, either a date night or a family night. And it cannot be, the family got together and sorted Scentsy orders or labeled Scentsy stuff. It needs to be something that is not Scentsy related, but is just about enjoying either your partner or your family. Now, if you have neither, make a date with a friend. Something that's not Scentsy. Go out and do something fun. So I want you to do something today for yourself, for sure, but that can still be at home or whatever. And I want you to put a date in the calendar for something with someone else. And I'd love to hear your guys' tips and tricks in the comments below this post about other things that you find that help manage the days that can get really busy in our businesses. What are the things that you do that help manage it and help you not get too carried away in your symphony, that the Scentsy part is too loud and the other parts aren't loud enough. And we'll see you guys tomorrow.